I'm Shalihin.
I'm
my team.
Rahayu,
Halim.
and Joe.
Right, so here's our presentation for the Hackathon 2015.
So we are given challenges for the Hackathon 2015. So we chose the SAS challenge. So this is a challenge we chose where police forces around the world are being challenged by 3 different trends. So they use the mobile technology to huge amount of data regarding on people, place, events, and they have budget constraints.
Okay, so these are a few most important problem considerations when we do our problem solving. So how can the police force take advantage of this public information to improve law enforcement, especially when this current generation people are using mobile phone devices? Yeah. So could all this information that is on the web get extracted to help in the crime prevention? Then what are the most efficient way we deploy officers by using all those information that is found on the web? Yeah, so then you need to consider that how do you deploy depending on number of officers that is available at the moment as well. Okay. So this is the mind mapping and the brain matching before we start our tackle this problem.
Okay, so based on the mind map and the brainstorming of all those important factors that we have to take, so this is what we have come up with. So our most important task is to improve law enforcement through, more importantly, is the effective deployment of officers, which is very important, very crucial in the nowadays situation. Where 3 of these are sub-factors of the deployment of officers. One is to make use of whatever database which your headquarters provide. It's a very crucial stuff, and it might be very helpful. It doesn't mean that you might reduce it to totally zero, but it might reduce it by a substantial amount. Followed by utilizing mobile technology. As nowadays generation, smartphones are very important in our life. It becomes a basic necessity. Meanwhile, it also is able to contain a lot of data through mobile apps, web app, and everything. Also making use of the intelligent big data. As we know that, and when we are much more connected in this kind of in this world, with all the mobile technologies, all the available technologies all around us, right? Data is all around us, and they might be useful in one or another way.
So we carefully plan on how to address these issues, these needs. Okay, so our solution is basically leveraging on social medias that are available, such as Twitter, Facebook, and everything. So for today, we are showing how we extract from Twitter and making use of that data. And then we also extract this data, filter the latest news, useful news, relevant news for whoever is using it for like murders or whatever that you wish to find. We are filtering it out, providing you with only useful information that you want to see. And then we also allow further filtering by senior officers or whoever who can remove irrelevant data, and then the final compiled data to be saved into database for further visualization that can help in deployment planning, crime rate control, safety awareness, etc. Many ways. So to put it in a nutshell, we create a simple visualization for you to see. So basically from the social media, we data mine all this information, save this useful information into database, and then we put them out into visualization objects or graphs and whatever that can be deployed into any mobile devices such as PC, laptop, tablet, phone, etc. So when we talk about technology now, we chose to use HTML5, JavaScript, and CSS to create this model so that we can easily deploy it anywhere. So mobile devices anywhere can use browsers, and with this also we can actually create apps, independent applications. So from there we can easily deploy it anywhere. So here we are going to show you all a demo of our application. So here we have the PC, while we also have the mobile app over here that you guys can see while we do the demo. You can play with it while we are doing the demo.
not normal.
You will show this on screen.
Yeah, basically that will be the web, and this will be on mobile. Basically.
Yeah, you can show it on the
Sure.
visualizer later. Dockcam. Use Dockcam.
Oh, I see. It doesn't show.
Yeah, you need to go into extend mode.
Oh.
Extend. Or duplicate mode.
Okay.
Right.
Right. Oh.
Okay, then you
Okay, so this is our prototype. So this will be the main page. So for this, right, you already got 3 for you to choose. 1 days ago, 6 hours ago, or even 1 hour. And the radius itself, you can choose between 3 and until 10. So firstly, before you start, you just have to click a certain location. So for this situation, we actually choose Singapore. Okay, so I choose for example, Woodlands itself. You will show me the all the tweets that is being tweeted on the Woodlands location. Okay. But of course, we actually can search by keywords as well. Okay, so for example, on here, and you click on here, so yeah, so you see, for example, this search based on the location and the keyword itself, you can find all this information. So the senior officer will base on these. All these tweets that is not important, for example, that is junk or not relevant, you can click at the X to actually remove it before you actually save to a database for visualization.
Message, is it?
Sorry, any tweet related to law enforcement?
No, because this is based on live tweets, so if there's no one tweeting at the current location itself, I won't be able to search for anything.
So you have murder 160, what's that mean?
Okay.
So our data currently is actually quite static. So
Okay, for this, we are just trying to visualize it based on whatever we have did just now. Because in Singapore, I think most society contexts where I think everyone is using mobile phones, but they are not aware of the capabilities of mobile phones. Therefore, it's very hard for us to also gain data based on robbery and stuff. No one will just get their phone stolen and they tweet on the spot. It's basically there's no self-awareness in the community yet, but we believe that this is it's not a huge setback. It's a huge setback with the current technology. So therefore, with this kind of implementation, right, we can improve the society and their awareness with technologies available around, making use of APIs, Twitter API to get all this.
So all these are mock data.
yes.
Yes.
So once you get the engine running and everything, right? So this is the outcome you press the save. So we have the bar graph and the pie chart. So
Okay, so I'll explain more to the bar graph. As you see, the bar graph shows just visualize the number of events, the type of events that we have categorized it into. Basically, as we know that we are handling with crime cases, and there's some important keywords that we usually look for. I think these are most of the more common keywords that usually crime are related to, such as murder rate. As for the others, right, anything classified under others which is being filtered off, which means they are unrelated cases. So as you can see that we are able to filter out those more important data, those data that we don't want to. For example, we are just focusing on one location. We just are focusing on north. So this is what we have for north location. Okay.
then after that you can see the pie chart, right? The pie chart is based on the percentage. So it's same as the bar graph. So you can see the numbers. So the south, based on last one day, right? When you click, you can see the number percentage, and this is total numbers of the events. So same as the bar graph, when you click, you can also show. Yeah. So the difference between the bar graph and the pie chart is this one you get to see the percentage of which one is more more crime on the certain areas and the bar graph just show the numbers.
So basically with the pie chart, we can use this information as deployment planning. So you want to see how let's say the scenario present us with you only have 100 officers to deploy. So you don't know how many to deploy to each and every places. So you see from north, east, south, west, which one needs more officers. And by percentage, you just divide them up and deploy them accordingly. So even if you cut short your deployment by 50, you just take a percentage of the 50 to deploy them equally. So this will help you in deployment planning to know exactly how many people needs to be at one spot at one time, and so on and so forth. And also by hours, so we can also filter by day, by hour, and so on and so forth. So you can know, by week, by month. So you can make analysis about during this time, during this particular day, whether this area are more prone to crimes and things like that.
So the data is stored in what database?
So currently we are using mock data, so we are just using static data.
So it's
yes,
static file.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. So basically, it will have it does have the, what do you call that?
Yeah, it has the ability to save in a CSV or a text
The
file.
ability to
Then
save.
after that we can do it as dynamically and shows the difference as a timeline base. Yeah. So for now we just do a static as a demonstration. But
So you have a mobile app also, right?
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Can you show on the doc cam? Press doc cam and then press the right projector. Left one. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this is the mobile version. Okay, so it's probably the same, where you can actually filter out by hours, days, and etc., and distance as well. And then you select a location, and it will display the tweets for you. So you can also close whichever are not meaningful, and then finally save the rest, and then you will get to see all this quick data that will help you to plan for deployment for whichever that you need. Yeah. So this also works on mobile app as well, and on mobile browser as well. Yeah, mobile browser as well. So
it works for cross-platform, so
Mhm.
it can only work.
So that is why we chose this technology. Can quickly develop certain things that can,
Yeah.
and it also helps in budget constraint issues. So this would be rather low budget by introducing this kind of technology.
But just now the other one is a native app.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can
yes.
have there over here. Yeah.
Okay, any question from the audience? So you're supposed to fire question.
There are also
They
some
walk
things we
away.
think that we can improve in our app. Obviously, our app is not very perfect, so,
Yeah, so,
definitely there are things that we can improve on. Definitely, first is our engine, because Twitter usually add on lingo words. So if we want to add dictionaries to add lingo words, then most likely we can actually have more. That we realize that when we were searching, right, they don't really type out the actual words during the tweets, so we can't really find the real tweets.
Yeah, so you know Singapore we won't have murders and
Yeah, they won't type murder in their
also
tweets.
our
Even if
police are
someone
not
get
so
murdered,
concerned
no one will-
about
Yeah,
these
somebody
things.
will tweet, but I mean like
It's the
usually-
consciousness of the community.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we believe that is, as I spoke earlier, is a setback actually. We have this kind of technology, but we as citizens or as normal humans, we are not utilizing this technology to the fullest.
So if you are the police officer, what kind of keywords will you be looking for in the local police scene?
such things like accidents, events, people,
Yeah.
things that people would actually tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Singapore lingo and I think other country lingo is very different. So we
Fire,
we have to add on to
So
the
your graph
country.
should show something that is relevant to the local context, rather
Yeah,
than-
Yes.
definitely yes.
Yeah, you know.
To the engine, yes.
So yeah, that's one thing that we actually, because we are working with the constraint of time,
Yeah.
we focus more on the visualization and the extraction of data in order to give you something to look at. But what we can further improve on is to actually build a real database to actually store all these values and actually give you a proper data.
It seems to me that there's a lot of human intervention required to do not just the filtering, but also sometimes you need to fuse together seemingly unrelated things that are actually related to one case or one event. Especially if you talk about real life situations where you have so much data, not just from Twitter but elsewhere, that yeah, it's just going to be.
Yeah, so that's why we say that today we are focusing on Twitter, extraction on Twitter. Of course, in future we can actually extract from Facebook. or
I mean,
other
the
sources.
amount of work that people have to put in to use the system is just huge, right? I mean, you have to look through. What I'm trying to say is that your system itself doesn't do much in terms of not just filtering out irrelevant information, but also possibly fusing together useful bits of information. There's little evidence of that.
Yeah, actually that was the point earlier where we didn't have time to actually build a dictionary to actually
Yes, the
pick out this.
Yeah, we can also add like something like a timeline where they can add pictures. So like if it's like some people usually post or it was like in Instagram and Facebook. Sometimes they post the evidence that they saw a accident or what, real time based, and then we can actually like figure out from the axis, and then we can actually trace where they, and then we can also add a sensor. Usually police nowadays have mobile devices, right? So if we can actually improve our device in our app is that usually police have devices on your phone and you can track, and based on what it says, the percentage, right? So we can actually know where are the police officers, and we can allocate them automatically based on the percentage. That is what we will add on real time basis.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? Hey, Zhen Yang.
We should be asking them difficult questions.
Yeah.
Put them on the spot.
Welcome anyway.
No, then thanks the team.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so, thank you.